Rapfest Radio on rapfestradio.com. We're not number one. God is. We may not be the best, but our purpose is to lead you to the best. Jesus Christ. www.rapfestradio.com. Old school to new school. Classics to exclusives. Gospel hip-hop music and videos. Live video interviews Monday nights at 8 p.m. Monday nights at 8 p.m. Watch. Learn. Love. Support. Rapfest Radio on rapfestradio.com. Rapfestradio.com.
Them a flu, when I catch the fever. You can't control me life like the creaser. You coulda never shut them out of a believer. Bigfoot can't fit in a me sneaker. Them a flu, when I catch the fever. You can't control me life like the creaser. You coulda never shut them out of a believer. Bigfoot can't fit in a me sneaker.
Okay, I'm tatted up in my J-zone. Hat cocks in my face on. Folks thinking we near Flanders. Oakley dokley, game on. They don't hate me, they just think they know what I'ma say. And I can't promise that them CD pastors ain't gon' pray on your grandma or your auntie them. Promise y'all I ain't none of them. And you can call me lame, just don't call me faking and call me friend. Cause I don't pretend, boy, I live this. Some of y'all on the fences. Oh girl, you took on with you, man. She swore she was a Christian. She might be, and likely she like you, and just like me, an imperfect person, broken hurt, trying to do the right thing, and I'm courtside like Spike Lee. Keep it mellow nightly, okay G, cause I ain't bout that drama in my lifey. That bad one, that's wifey. You know she bout that life beat. She got red bottoms you ain't never seen, and her soul's covered up nicely. That's blood dipped, I mean blood bought. No Sue Woo, but this blood talk. Never thought they see us have a concert in the club, huh?
Them a flu, when I catch the fever. You can't control me life like the creaser. You coulda never shut them out of a believer. Bigfoot can't fit in a me sneaker. Them a flu, when I catch the fever. You can't control me life like the creaser. You coulda never shut them out of a believer. Bigfoot can't.
Check, who can step in these size 10s? White boy, cool gray 11 since age 12, I represent it. Now I'm digging them. That is my church clothes, these leather pants. Boy sick, I got medicine, we found a light. Edison, do God exist, we the evidence. Woo! We the children of the light, you know what I mean? That's why I'm hating on the darkness like Father Dane. Cause in my hood they masked up like it's Halloween. We going hard for the rock, but we not so vain. See in the mission we live for is bigger than everything you could attain. They trying to hate us for sharing our faith, but I bet that we do it again. Y'all humorous is humorous. Real talk, we true to this. Y'all rappers act like ludicrous. We unashamed, get used to this, boy.
Them a flu, when I catch the fever. You can't control me life like the creaser. You coulda never shut them out of a believer. Bigfoot can't fit in a me sneaker. Them a flu, when I catch the fever. You can't control me life like the creaser. You coulda never shut them out of a believer. Bigfoot can't fit in a me sneaker. Drop it one away, I fi choose Christ for a better day. Yes, and we have to drop it one away. Live to see my friends, them gone astray. Yes, and we have to drop it one away. We have to choose Christ for a better day. Yes, and we have to drop it one away. I live to see my friends, them gone astray.
Hey look, perpetrate not likely. We live here, we don't sightsee. Ain't trying to brag on my service, telling my left hand with my right beat. And it's real rap, no faking, not some rap dudes who couldn't make it. This ain't the life I chose, boy, it chose me. I can't shake it, I can't feel them. How come they can kill them? How come I can't hit them? They be drilling me with codeine stripping, plus they popping pills. So I feel like what's popping on the church is popping body parts. And yeah, sometimes my music's for the church, I call it body art.
Them a flu, when I catch the fever. You can't control me life like the creaser. You coulda never shut them out of a believer. Bigfoot can't fit in a me sneaker. Them a flu, when I catch the fever. You can't control me life like the creaser. You coulda never shut them out of a believer. Bigfoot can't fit in a me sneaker.
Yo, welcome to RapFest Radio, rapfestradio.com. We're here live once again on a Monday night, November 11th, 11/11 today. We're excited. We have Seb Young in the house. We're going to be talking to him in a little bit. But before we start, let's get all of our announcements out of the way. Shout out to our sponsors. Of course, PureStream.tv for providing the stream for us to make it commercial free for you guys. Only the commercials I play, that's what you see. You have no choice. It's going to be in there. That was Lecrae's track that we started the night with. The Fever from his mixtape that just came out. Church Clothes 2. If you haven't gotten it yet, take the rock off your head. Get out from under that rock. Go download it. There's some great stuff, man. There's some good stuff. I'm a Lecrae fan just because, but this project, like if you were never a Lecrae fan, I think you need to just listen to it one time. Give him a chance. If you're not a Lecrae fan, give him a chance on this one. I think you're going to change your perspective about him a little bit. And also shout out to Lecrae for that documentary he did with Billy Graham.
That was nice.
Amazing. I saw it on TV, then I saw it online, then we saw it at church on Friday with the young adults, and we did like a Bible study after that, which was really, really impressive, really good stuff, man. Shout out to anybody holding it down like that. Shout out to Grateful Apparel, gratefulapparel.com. You know, like I say, go to the site, click on everything, add to the basket, pay, and wear. Good stuff. You won't be disappointed. Shout out to holyculture.net for holding down our podcast. Also, before I forget, lightandfaith.com is the site to go to for Christian content, movies, and videos that you want to watch with your family. It's a subscription-based thing, similar to Hulu or Netflix and stuff. So just go to lightandfaith.com and check it out. They have a lot of content there. Also, if you're a media provider of movies, short films, and stuff like that, hit them up and see how maybe you could get your stuff on there as well. Any other announcements? I think I'm good as far as announcements. We good. Yes, Seb Young in the building. Yes, I don't have the air horn, so I got to do it myself.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks. Rocking the epic shirt.
Eternal presence in Christ, man.
Eternal presence in Christ. Seb Young is an artist out here from the Bronx. Holding it down for the Lord.
Lower East Side,
BX, Queens, everything.
New York City. Tri-State, you know what I mean? Whatever it is, man.
Yeah, man, cool. So I'll let you introduce yourself first and let people know a little bit about you, and then we'll get into some questions.
All right. I go by the name of Seb Young. I'm from the Lower East Side, New York City. I'm currently in the Bronx right now. First off, I'm a man of God. I'm a husband to my beautiful wife at home. I'm a father to my 3 beautiful children. I'm a Christian hip-hop artist. I do music. I also do videography, filming, anything Christ-centered. We filming it. And
overnight.
Overnight, no sleep. You know what I mean? But yeah, I love it, man. I'm just glad to be here. And shout out to all the veterans. Today's Veterans Day.
Yeah, absolutely. Shout out to all the people that have fought for our freedom. The word freedom, but it's not free. That's crazy, right? Free.
That's sick.
But yeah, definitely shout out to all those people that have served our country and continue to serve our country. Shout outs to you. I ain't never hold a rifle or put on khakis or stuff like that. Go to war.
Well, I haven't been to war, but you know.
Yeah, we're registered.
We're registered.
We're registered. But definitely shout out to them, man. I have a lot of people, family members that are serving, still serving, and have served. So, yeah, man. So, here at RapFest Radio, we love to meet new artists. And when I say new artists, doesn't mean that they just started rapping like this morning or started producing yesterday, but new to us. Like we've never really had you on the show, so this is our first time. So we're gonna start to get to
family
know you
already. First day.
Yeah,
family.
Yo, he scored big. I don't know if I should put it out there.
I don't know.
But he scored big. If you're watching live, you can go to the chat room and ask Alice, how did he score big for RapFest Radio? Somebody spoke to him before coming here. He knows what to do. No, it's not payola type stuff. Don't get me wrong. None of that stuff. Yo, so tell us, how did? Let's go with your music first, then we're gonna get to how you got to know the Lord and stuff. How did you get started in music?
Well, I've been doing music. It's like early junior high school. Like hip hop is the culture. So I kind of like grew up.
Give us a year so people.
Oh, a year, probably like 95.
Okay.
And I only say that because when I start listening to hip hop, even before that, start listening to hip hop as not as an artist, but that's when it became like part of my lifestyle.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So I could fast forward all the way to 2003 when I first started like really writing, and it wasn't until I had a friend of mine who had like a record deal with Paris Smith from EPMD.
Oh wow, yeah.
So he had like a little group aside from what he was doing. So we had like a little team, and we used to go to the studio in Paris Smith's house and record. And that's ever since then my road began of trying to reach success, and
it's always been hip hop.
Always been hip hop, nothing but hip hop. No R&B. I
Really?
couldn't stand R&B. I hated R&B. I hated rock. Anything but hip hop. It wasn't hip hop. I ain't
A true hip hop head.
True hip hop, that boom bap, and I mean I still get down with the new stuff that's going on now. I'm not against it. I love it, but I love music. I love hip hop, and I live it.
That's good. And you said in your intro you mentioned you're married and have 3 kids.
Yes.
How long you been married?
I've been married since 2010, but
Since you were 10?
2010.
Oh, okay, I'll just say.
But the lady I'm married to now, Nancy, I love you. She's I've been with her since 1997.
Okay.
Pretty much. So, you know, we have 3 kids. Like I said, my oldest is turning 13, and it's been a long road. We have 3 beautiful children, and that's my family. It's been real rocky, you know, but the
That's
transformation kicks in, and you know, we on a good road.
How has it worked for you then, having 3 kids, one already 13? You got to imagine a 13-year-old. Do they like hip hop?
He's not really into the hip hop. He likes like almost like alternative rock, I guess. You know.
So what kind of what kind of family support are you getting behind your music right now?
They support everything I do. Just I'm their dad, so there's like anything like my video, the newest one I got you, the Purpose video. My son is actually in the video. He's actually he's in the video. He holds in the radio for me, so he participated in that video. So, I mean, I'm kind of like introducing the music, hip hop to them,
Right.
little as I go. But
Yeah, I mean, and that's important. I grew up doing this music. My kids grew up basically around the music, where we were doing the Storytellers back in the day with Crossroads, doing hit and runs with Nicky Cruz, and doing big concerts and traveling places. Wherever we had an opportunity to take our full family, we would go. We would pack the van, suitcases, everything, and just go on the road. And I think it's the greatest thing when your whole family is there to support what you're doing, and they're involved. You know, which is awesome. So now let's talk a little bit more about your relationship with Christ.
Okay.
Where did that start for you?
Well, I wasn't born into this. I wasn't pretty much raised like this. You know, we used to do the Catholic thing. My mom used to go to Catholic church, and she tried to put me like in Sunday school, and you know, try to be an altar boy and all that. That ain't work out for me. You know what I mean? I was like, Mom, I can't do this. But
what was it about it that didn't work out though?
Nah, it was just like I just had to go there. It wasn't like my family was in it, like die-hard Christians or Catholics, whatever the case was. So that eventually died out. My mom used to work in the Boys Club on the Lower East Side. She had a friend who used to go to a Messianic church in Brooklyn. So it was just like pretty much all Jews for Jesus. And she started going there, and then she took me there with her. And so that's how we developed a different relationship with God, knowing, you know, how God moves differently than just in the mass, Sunday mass, whatever the case is. And that's where it hit me the most, where I knew, all right, Christ is who he is. He's God, he's everything. He's, you know, what you want in your life. So that stuck with me. That was like 93, 94. And a couple years after that, we couldn't go too far in Brooklyn. That was too far. Like, we traveling all the way to Avenue X. We live only in Lower East Side. On a Sunday, it's like, that's forever.
Yeah.
So we found a church in the Lower East Side. And mind, we from there, but we didn't know about the churches out there. My mom didn't really know about the churches. So we went to a church called Morning Star. It's now called Eastside Tabernacle now, but it was called Morning Star at the time. I went to a prayer night. I never tell the story too much to too many people, but I went to a prayer night, and that's where I met my girlfriend. Like, I went to a prayer night, and they were standing on the side, and pastor goes, all right, everybody stand up, hold hands. I'm like, I'm not gonna hold their hand, I don't know them. You know what I mean? I'll do the shot, whatever the case is. And I eventually hold a cousin, my wife's cousin, her hand, and you know, and then I seen them again the following week at my school. I went to LaSalle, and she was there picking up her friend. I was like, yo, that's the girl from the church. Ever since then, I was there every day. Every time they had a mass or service, I was in there. I was there, and you know, that's when, you know, we kicked it. I went for her. I'm not even in the front. I went for her, and I started going every Sunday, every prayer night for like 3 years, and then we had our first child. So I was only 16 years old. So but then after that, I stopped going completely. You know, I'm that young. I gotta get money. So what I did, I go to the streets. I start getting money at a young age.
Wow.
That's all I saw in the Lower East Side. So we try to get money, and that was basically my life. I had like little jobs here and there. I'd do work in the garden for a couple months. I work in Starbucks a couple of months. But I always had that hustle.
Right.
And that's what I was about, just getting money.
So you go to this church for 3 years, You meet your girlfriend. When did that going to church phase turn into a real personal relationship with Christ for you?
Well, when I had my first child, it stopped. For like since the end of 2011, I know that's like right around the corner. That's not even like that far from now. But 2001, I had my first child. For that stretch up to 2011, that's when I was doing my music, my filming on my own for the streets. And then by the time 2011 came, I had this conviction. I already knew what time it was. I already knew who was pulling at my heart. I already knew because I already had, since my mom planted that seed when I was a kid. So I already knew what it was, and I was just going crazy. I was like, damn, this can't be, because I started seeing a therapist. I started taking medication. I was drinking. I was up all night, and I was like, I gotta give it up. That's when I was out there. I was hustling. You know, I was on the next level with it. I wasn't just doing weed or whatever the case is. And I was like, I have to stop everything. I have to put it down because I wasn't feeling right with myself. I told God, I said, listen, I'm gonna surrender my life, and this is what it is. I surrendered everything, so I put everything down, and from that day on, I didn't look back.
Could you, if you don't mind, take us a little deeper into that I surrendered my life point? You know, because there's some people now that are probably watching this, and they're in that hustle.
Yeah.
And they're probably even thinking, you know what, maybe I should surrender my life, but how do I do that? How do I actually come to the point to say, it's like stopping cold turkey, basically?
Yeah, basically because I didn't have no means of getting any kind of income on my own. So what it was, I'll be up all night. There's no time. Anytime you gotta go make that sale, you gotta go get it. And I would drink beers. That's why I was not a heavy liquor drinker. I was doing mainly a lot of beer, whatever, and just to stay up, you know. And I was up all night selling drugs. I felt the tug in my heart. At one point, I don't want to say I attempted suicide, but I thought about it. I really thought that it would be better off, you know. But I seen a lot of. I like I said, I was doing music also. So when I was used to go to events, I saw how grimy and street, and how, like, I don't want to say demonic, but you know, that's how I seen it. And I was like, this is not going to work for me. If I'm going to have to keep doing this for the next 5 years to get a record deal or get some kind of recognition, I'm like, it's not going to work for me.
And I'm glad you said that.
It's pretty much like selling your soul. It's pretty much selling your life, because you got to do that for the rest. You got to keep doing this until you feel that you made it somewhere. And
unfortunately, it's not even until you feel. It's till somebody else feels you made it.
That you good enough. All right, now I can rock with you. And then when they do that, now you're in a totally different area in the field where now you really sold your soul.
Right, now you slave to somebody else.
Now you slave to somebody else, you know. Before you were slave to your work ethic, now you slave to somebody else. And I couldn't deal with it. I was fighting with myself. I was doing research on like Islam and trying to find my way, trying to find myself. I was doing research on like Sumerian texts, you know, like going on Anunnakis and Nephilims and all this crazy stuff. I was like, damn, I'm going too much out of what God wants me to do. So,
and this is being raised like with a church background, more or less.
I mean, my mom planted the seed, but she was not like the choir member. She was none of that. She was none of that stuff at all. She rarely went to church, pretty much. But I mean, I give her like pretty much all the credit for why I'm here today.
She planted the seed.
Yeah, she planted that seed, and she still goes to. Even I go to her house, and we read the word together, and just
awesome.
You know, we just we feed each other, you know, and I'm thankful to have her in my life, man. She's the best.
That's awesome. But it's good that you pointed out, because a lot of times artists have a misconception that they're just going to go out. They got good music, they don't get signed. Next thing you know, they're making money. And it's a hustle. It's a hustle. Regardless of how good your music is, regardless of what connections you have, actually.
You know, there's a lot of artists out there. There's a lot of good artists. And they halfway signed or halfway got a record deal, or probably ghostwriting for somebody.
Or they halfway good.
Right? But they still not where they want to be. After 4 years of seeing them, you still have somebody co-signing. Yo, you heard about this dude? He's nice. I'm like, yo, bro, 5 years ago, he was doing the same thing.
Yeah.
I can't be stagnated like this. I got kids to raise. If my kids grow up, time goes by so fast, my kids grow up and they see daddy's doing the same thing, how I'm gonna look? I'm gonna look like, come on, that's not a good example for my kids. I want them to do as good as me, if not better, but like, come on, give them a good example, you know?
It's a good example of consistency. Not the best consistency, though.
Yeah, I'm consistent, but I'm losing here.
You know, there are people out there that basically might feel like they are doing the same thing all the time, but there's growth in what they do. You know, there's a maturity level, in the way they speak, the way they think, the way they write. You know, it's still the same thing though. You know, because I know artists from when we started Rap Fest that are still artists, whether they were looking to be signed or not. Either they're still not signed.
I mean, when you're you're looking at it like that, then you know you do it for the not the hobby, for as a craft, and you do it, and that's your line of work. Then, but there's some people then that want to get that fame. That's what I was looking for. I was looking for fame, fortune, and TVs and boats. That's what I was looking for. Like, I'm gonna do this, you know, and then I'm gonna provide for I'm gonna have a house for my mom, mansion. That's what I was looking at. That's how I thought about it. You know, we traveled. We did the traveling thing. We were in XXL magazines. So it was nothing. I had my foot in the door. You get what I'm saying? I was with these labels, being around these different labels and getting noticed with my team. I was not a solo artist. It was a group.
What was the name of the group?
PYP. It was called Pretty Young Pimps.
Amazing, right?
Pretty Young Pimp, yeah. So it was real catchy. So people were like, yo, who is this? We had our own float in Puerto Rican Parade.
Really?
We had our own float. We didn't share it. We had our own floats. We had like 100 people on the float with us. We had people on the sides. We used to go all out.
That's pretty funny. Pretty Young Pimps in the building. No, don't stick to that. Okay, don't stick to that.
Nah, but yeah, I mean, so I seen a dream and I went for it, and it was to the point where I disregarded my family for it. You know, chasing the money, chasing everything that was not of God, not even like of love. I was doing everything for myself.
So when did the Seb Young come into the picture?
Well, I always been Seb Young. That was just my name. My name is Seb Young, so I mean, I never came with an alias. But the young part came because I was always like the young kid on the block. So I'm Seb Young.
Seb Young.
Or Young Seb, whatever the case is. Or the older cats used to call me that. So, but as far as, you know, making music for the Lord, like I said, music and hip hop is part of my life. So every time something ever happens to me, I'll jot it down, write it down, record it, whatever I had to do. So when I experienced Christ the way I experienced him and had the transformation, I immediately started writing. Immediately. I didn't be like, I gotta get into my word for a whole year and then I'm gonna study and then I'm gonna go out there and make a song. No, I immediately started doing that, and it was like I had to tell people right away that I found Christ.
How did that work for you? Because I know there's some people that, you know, they accept Christ, and yeah, naturally it's a passion that takes over, that you just want to save the whole world, right?
Yeah, definitely.
You gotta get some of this, you know. But mentally, like, or spiritually, you're not mature enough to even understand it yourself yet.
Yeah.
So what did you find yourself writing at that point?
I would say the evilness or the ungodly in the secular world, pretty much.
Kind of showing people, beware of this, beware of that type of stuff.
I don't know if you saw the other video, the Let Them Know video I did. That was my first video. In the beginning, you had a girl talking about selling yourself to the devil, and I said blow a Nephilim. You had like a little god in the background. That's pretty much what I was on, letting people know that there's something there that we don't see, but it's controlling what you want to be a part of.
So it's more like an awareness.
Pretty much awareness. Until, if you could hear the music then and hear the music now, you see a big difference. You see the growth, you hear the growth. And it was way different. And that's only like 2 years ago. 2 years ago.
I mean, that's awesome, man. Everybody has a testimony. Everybody has something to say.
I mean, I could go deep into details, but I mean, it's like it gets into a whole other conversation.
Well, maybe we will get into some detail.
I just want, how has your dream shifted? Because you said that you had the dream when you were doing secular stuff. Your dream was to attain, you know, material wealth, basically, and get this record deal and get the recognition that the world considers you've made it.
Yeah.
So now that you're on the other side, you know, let's put it that way. How has that dream shifted?
Well, like I said, I put the hustle down. So when I put the hustle down, when I surrendered everything, I said, God, you gotta provide now. I can't, you know, I surrendered everything. So now, as far as money goes, food, you know, my wife got a pretty good job. She provides. She does what she gotta do. And I said, as far as I'm concerned, I surrendered everything to him. So I'm expecting him to provide for me. So now I'm like, you know what? I don't have to fish for money. I don't have to fish for that mansion. I don't have to do it because I know he automatically is gonna provide. Like, one of my favorite verses is, for those who exalt themselves will be humbled, and those who humble themselves will be exalted. So I try to humble myself to the most in front of Christ, so that he could lift me up to the point where I don't have to be satisfied by the cars and the houses. I'm satisfied by just doing the will of God. You know what I'm saying?
And just counting on that, you know, with that mindset, like I've heard so many rappers say, "Oh, I was this close to getting the deal, the record deal, secular." Then I hear the Christian stuff, and they suck.
Yeah.
And I'm saying to myself, how the heck?
You know, because people in their own mind
Does that happen because I don't know, the quality of the music becomes different? What?
No, I mean it's different. It's a different field, different ball game. If you thought you had a chance before because you had a couple meetings with somebody, then that's one thing. But to do something and glorify Christ is something totally different. Something totally different because you spitting something that maybe the street don't want to hear at that moment.
Right.
Before you could be spitting something about money, and then everybody like, oh, that's hot, I like that. But now you talking about Christ, they're like, it's cool, I respect it, it's positive.
Right.
Saying positive music, this is true, this is real life. You get what I'm saying?
Right, absolutely. Yeah, and I mean that happens.
Does that answer your question? I'm not sure that answers your question.
It sort of kind of does. It's because my thing is, has the quality of the music changed? Do you have, you know, what has changed?
Like since the years passed, I'm you know, the writing style changed, the growth as a man, I'm growing. You know, I could explain things a little differently. I could speak differently. I could put it out there differently than I was before. I was just growing in age. And as far as like quality, meaning like the music.
Yeah, the production aspect of the music.
I mean,
your sound, because sometimes even your sound has to change.
Yeah, my sound changed completely.
Okay, so how did that affect? Because sometimes when your sound changes, it affects the quality and the content to a point where now it doesn't sound the same because it's not as full, or it's something is lacking. So how has that affected you?
Oh, I'm not sure. Never gonna lie to you. I mean, I just write, spit it, record it, and put it out. I don't put too much thought into it. I just, you know, I ask God for the words. Hey, this is all you. You hear the beat, and whatever it is.
I could ask her question a different way. The music you're doing now, if this was back in the street hustle time, do you think it would be accepted musically with the same respect?
No, I don't
Is that
think.
because of content or production?
It's the content. It's the content.
Okay,
content. It's the content. The quality can sound good. It can sound real good, but you bring it to that street cat, the street corner, thing, and be like, it's cool.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, because we've had some guys that we've interviewed in years past, even when we were doing radio, strictly just audio stuff, and they're like, yeah, I was almost signed, blah blah blah, and then they show us their music now, like who's gonna sign you? Like, really? If this is supposed to be growth, I'm not seeing it. And it's not to diss anybody, it's just to be real about it, because many times
But sometimes you have these cats that are trash in the secular world.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I'm not trying to be so bold or
go ahead,
blunt,
that's right.
but that you hear them and you're like, dude, these kids, they should have no record deal. But in the world, that's gonna be marketable.
It works, right?
It works, so they could use it. They're not using them as an artist. They're using them as a meal ticket.
Right.
You
it's
know?
just like we were watching. What's that reality show? Not X Factor. The other one, the BOOTY. America's Got Talent. These two guys come out and they say, so do you feel, you got talent? And his response, a real hype thing, I don't know if you've seen it, he says, I want to be a one-hit wonder. Like, who wants to be a one-hit wonder? Usually you just become a one-hit wonder, because either nothing else hits or just like you never score it again. I want to be a one-hit wonder. And they come up with this song called Booty, BOOTY. And they dancing around and jumping around. It sounded kind of corny, but it was real catchy. They made it through level after level after level with that nonsense. They didn't win, but they got so far. It was something that if you did that in the church, they would boo you off the stage.
Yeah.
I mean, naturally you're not going to say BOOTY. No, not that particular song. But if you did something corny like that, they would boo you off the stage immediately. But like you said,
I think in a church you have to have the quality. You got to be there. The quality,
absolutely.
I think it's more quality. In the secular world, you can have something that's not so good, and it will still use it, and then the quality will come later.
We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna check out your video, Purpose.
It's called Your Purpose. Yes.
Your Purpose. We're gonna check out that video freshly released, freshly recorded.
Yeah, I recorded it on Friday, uploaded by Sunday.
That's what I said, video overnight.
Baby.
This is Seb Young, Your Purpose. Check it out. Then we're going to come back. We're going to talk about the whole quality and stuff. We'll be right back. Check it out.
Gotta find out your purpose in life, right? Listen up close, I got a story to tell about a little fella. Life wasn't going so well. Now life wasn't promised, if it was jail. Just him all alone in that little jail cell. He was no good in school, broke the rules to look cool. Never realized he was looking like a fool, so he started up a crew. Famous in the hood, they rang bells, the ones that everybody knew. Who would've knew he always kept it official? Was on the heavy grind, so the money was no issue. Hanging with the honeys, got him showing off his pistol. Never thinking one day he'd be blowing at officials. He got the paper stacking, with the ladies macking. Thought it was cool to make two friends start to scrapping. Till one pulls a blade and cuts the other in the face. Police start to arrive, now his heart began to race. Just for thinking he's the man, he goes for his waist. Now the gun is in his hand. The cops didn't realize until they heard the blam. He let the shots go until he felt the gun jam. Police back up, come as fast as they can. Officer down from the blast he can't stand. Now he's on his own, see his whole crew ran. Threw himself to the ground, in the air was his hands. Now he's thinking, oh man, it's a wrap. More than 50 cop cars, 100 plus with badges, not security guards. Fear in his heart got him screaming, oh God, what have I done? I thought I was your son. Crying to the Lord cause his heart began to hurt. Thinking how his mom used to bring him to church. Is this his fate? Attempted murder on police officers. Now he waiting on a sentencing date. Now his time getting higher, 25 flat, and that's the best deal considering he a minor. Living for the world, now he realized through his own big eyes that the devil was a liar. Always on fire, your life to expire. Killing for a living and he needed souls for hire. Now his soul began to curl. He knows life ain't diamonds and pearls. Now he's sitting doing life. And after all the years in the penitentiary, the boy gave his life to Christ. Now he preaching on the gospel, aiming like a rifle. Talking about apostles, making new disciples. He taught how to love even though they didn't like you. The enemy will make a friend of me very spiteful. Now check how I ended. He helped save souls, now he got a spot in heaven. Used to think he was worthless, the jail was a circus. Bringing men to Christ for him was God's purpose. I know we gon' go through hard times in life and all that, but through Christ Jesus we are saved. Born again and living to fulfill the purpose planned by God, for he put us here for a reason. So don't be going around thinking it's all over. Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future.
That was Your Purpose by Seb Young here at Rapfest Radio, rapfestradio.com. Welcome back. Check it out before we talk about where we left off. Go to holyculture.net when you get a chance and check out this big promo they have on the front page for the Drop CD. The Drop CD is a compilation CD that's basically put together by your generous donations. Every time you donate, they put it into the project. They're going to print out these projects and give them out at events similar to Rapfest, Flavorfest, and other big outreach events for free as a tool for people that have good music in their hands. Featuring Sean Sloan and a whole bunch of other great artists on this project. It's not just a regular, recorded in your basement type project. So just go to holyculture.net, check out the Drop CD project, click away and tell your friends about it. Maybe you could repost it and others could donate. Even $1 that you give will help make this project come out, good. I mean, they're going to do it regardless, but the more you help, the more they can print, the more they could give out, the more people could get blessed by it. So make sure you check that out. We were speaking off air a little bit about quality. And by the way, Studio Bug is in the building. Y'all don't know who Studio Bug is. You will know soon because we're going to talk about it in a few seconds. Or maybe not a few seconds, but maybe next show we're going to tell you a little bit more about what's coming up with Rapfest as well. So makes me want to come back next week. I forgot who we have next week, but we'll check that. Let's talk back about this. We were talking about the content of the Christian music and secular music and what's acceptable, what's not acceptable, and why. Because I think, a lot of times, a lot of the artists, will just put out a song real quick just because they have something. And I know you mentioned that, and I'm not saying it just because of you. You know, you do a song, bam. But there's a level of, the way I look at it is this: you're doing hip hop, you got to do hip hop. You know, and hip hop, whether you like boom bap, 808, snap, trap, clap, whatever it is, you have to do that to the best possible, you know, quality and level that you can do it. You know, because there are some people that are shortchanging us in the church, and they're almost using the financial part of it as an excuse to not give it. It's all, hey, you know, it's the best I can do. You know, but like, you can still be hot. Maybe not be the best quality, but if it's hot enough and somebody can see the quality, that they'll say, you know what, Seb, yo, I'm gonna work with you. I'm gonna take this to the next level.
Yeah.
So I know when you were doing the secular stuff, you probably had a different audience, of course. You had a different ears listening. But now that you're doing the church music, like, who is your accountability music wise? What's your accountability group like? Like, who's checking in on your music, or who's your second ear, or do you just throw stuff out?
No, definitely not. Like, a lot of my stuff, I have a brother named Manny, and he probably watched, I'm not sure, but he used, before he came to Christ a couple years ago, he used to actually manage somebody in the street, so his ear for music is on point.
Nice.
You get what I'm saying? So every time I make some, I'll let your Manny put your bump this, see what you think, hear what you think about it. And he like, yo, I think you're going too fast on this verse right here. Yo, I think you should do this, change this, whatever the case is. And you know, I always make sure I show somebody before I release something. You know what I'm saying? Only because I don't want to. I could be seeing something one way, and you can see something totally different.
Yeah, I hate when it happens.
Yeah, I mean, but it's good. It's good to have that accountability, so you know you go out there with a fresh. You know, you go out there fresh with it, and you're like, yo, this is hot right here. I like it, and you know, it's good to go.
I remember sometimes sitting down on my laptop, spending hours put together this nice track. I'm like, yo, fellas are gonna kill this. And I would send it to like Brother E and DJ Newman, and no response. And I'm texting like, yo, you got my email? Yeah. Like tell me something. Like, I ain't feeling this. Oh man, that's like my best snare ever. You know what he's talking about? So I had to go back and do it again. But it's good. You need those kind of ears around you. You need those kind of ears. Let's talk a little bit about your church. And we're jumping around a lot of different topics because, you know, we only have like another half hour left. But I want people to get as much of, you know, who Seb Young is as possible. Let's talk a little bit more about your church. What
Eastside Tabernacle.
Eastside Tabernacle, located at
the Lower East Side, 2nd Street, Avenue C. On Houston Street. By Houston Street.
By Houston Street. Are you involved in any type of ministry and works at the church at this time?
Right now I do. I'm part of Life Ministry. Life Ministry is the youth ministry.
Okay.
I'm pretty much doing like the media.
Oh, okay.
So I do media. We working on a commercial right now. I was also helping with the security ministry, you know, because I get broke sometimes. So I play the front, make sure nobody come in.
Got that inflatable vest?
You know, so that's. I mean, I pretty much do that. My wife, she's involved with the children's church, so she's like an assistant teacher there. And I try not to do too much, you know, but.
And pastor's name over there?
Abner Rosario.
Pastor
Abner Rosario. Right now he's the senior lead pastor. We had another pastor assistant, Pastor Torres. But he moved to Jersey and did like a church plant with another pastor named Ruben, which is my brother-in-law. So, you know, a lot of work.
That's nice. Do you get to do music at your church a lot?
No. I mean, my church, they're not really big on hip hop.
That's interesting.
They're not. I
think most hip hop artists have the same problem.
I have a brother of mine. His name is Louis Alice. He's an artist also. He's part of Truce.
Oh, okay.
He was part of Truce not so long ago. So they did the whole Colorado thing and all that. So he's a part of that, and he's the youth leader there. He's a youth leader at my church, and he's an artist himself. But you know, we have one show a year called Sun Exposure. Okay. And this year we didn't have, but last year we had Andy come. And do his thing, but it's only like once a year, so we don't really have too many concerts. But it's just we don't really. It's not too big on hip hop. Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, that's interesting. A lot.
It's weird, and I mean, it's weird.
I mean, how do you feel about that? I know it's weird, but
I feel like
are the young people? Is the church not open to the hip hop stuff, or is it just not their style? Like, what is it?
They are open, because when I do post it, you know, I get a lot of sisters from the church or the men's ministry come, yo, I love it, or you should come by one day and spit a freestyle for the men's ministry, whatever the case is. But it's not big, you know. there's a lot of churches that are big on hip hop, just hip hop alone.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because they capture the youth, the inner city, the hood, the projects. But my church is, it's not. They're not doing that right now. But I'm trying. That's what I'm working on. I'm trying to get the streets to come in. But I mean to go out there.
Yeah. In a way, I like the fact that your church is not big on hip hop because, for the most part, that just shows that your artist is not at the church because of the hip hop.
Oh yeah.
There's many artists that go to certain churches only because they do hip hop.
Yeah.
Or they find, if I go to this church, good chance I get to know this person, I get to know this person, and that person, maybe now I get the deal, or I get to, I'm going to be the hype man at the big concert or something.
They're not playing that over there.
Right. No, that's good. Now, even like at our church, here I am doing Rap Fest 20 years and all that stuff, and I tell everybody it's funny, I go to a church that most of our music is rock, So, I mean, I still spit.
I know, I've been seeing you freestyle and all that.
Oh, you see the Sunday morning services, yo. If the beat is right, the mood is right, the Lord says go, I go.
Yeah.
Just drop it and move on. Yo, but this is good, man. So for a young guy, you've accomplished a lot. Are you working on any new projects?
Well, actually, I got an EP that I recorded not so long ago, and but I'm working on the mix and the mastering now. Just Saturday, matter of fact, I went to Manny from Frequency Music. You know Manny?
Of course.
So I went into his studio. I dropped the track, the I Get Busy track that I sent you.
Uh-huh.
That's like the old version of it. I was like, he's not gonna like this track right here. He's not gonna play it. This is trash. But I was like, I needed something. I said, yo, play this, do that. Whatever case, I was rushing it. I was like, you know what, whatever. So then, but I spoke to Manny a couple weeks ago. He said come through. So I went over there. I dropped the track off. They're gonna do the whole beef up the whole song.
Okay.
Vocals, do the whole beat all over again. Pretty much the same sample.
Right.
I had that sample, but they're gonna beef it up, and that's probably, I'm trying to look for like a February, March release. Shoot a video for it and see where it goes. I mean, I'm not, like I said, I'm not looking to get major exposure. I'm just using it as a tool, show people that I'm working on.
But are you doing street ministry and stuff?
No, I mean, basically everything I do is online. But when I'm in the street, that's what I'm doing. I'm handing out my CD, whatever I got, whatever I have, my business card, whatever case it is, I'm handing it out and letting people know this is what I'm doing.
You're like rapping on a train.
I'm rapping
on the subway.
I'm rapping. I have the shirts on. People are like, what is that? It's shiny. I like it.
That's all. Just a shiny shirt. That's all that matters.
So.
No, but this is good, man, because we need a lot of artists out there that are hungry but not so over eager and anxious that they're just throwing out stuff.
Yeah. Sometimes I get on. I got a whole bunch of freestyles that I recorded. I feel like they're pretty good mix, but I might just throw it out, only to let people know what's going on in my life. I'm not trying to sell it. It's just, like I said, it's a ministry too. Sometimes you might even get so many people looking at it, watching it, but there might be one person that be like, "Yo, I like that right there," and I get that plenty. I got that plenty of times. Y'all like that? What are you doing? Let's link up, let's talk, and that's how I start conversation with a lot of people who didn't know I was doing this. As far as like the Lower East Side is concerned, that they follow me on Facebook, whatever the case is, and it's a conversation starter.
What's your ultimate goal musically? Like, what would you really want from Seb Young music? What would you want that to be like? Let's say 5 years from now.
I mean, I could have two answers really.
Give me both.
I mean, I would love to be established, a label, established where I could.
As your own label,
as
or,
my own,
or with another label?
No, as my own. I don't really, as my own. My own.
All the rappers are so selfish. I just want to do my own thing.
No, I mean, at the end of the day, if there's a partnership and we could come together and do something, then all glory to God. But as far as I see it right now, like there's nobody. I'm really. I have my brothers, like I said, but they have their families. They're not really into the music too much. So, I want to be established in a sense. But if that don't happen, then that's not gonna happen. But like I said, I just want to use my music. And the second answer is just using the music as a ministry tool, basically, getting the best quality. The clarity's gotta be there, and giving it to the people. I'm not really big on trying to make money. That's not what I'm trying to do.
So you work a regular job.
Yeah, I got a job, so at the end of the day, God provided me with that job, so I'm not really here trying to make $1 off somebody and sell somebody my CD. Right. You know what I'm saying? I want somebody to be blessed by it,
Right.
That's my main goal. That's what I want. That's all I feel. So that's it,
man. That's good stuff.
You know what I mean? So
that's good stuff. Seb Young, are you performing anywhere anytime soon that people can check you out?
I did a couple shows with Conquest. You know Conquest. Dreadlock Slim, Jason.
Dreadlock Slim.
That's my dude. That's my brother right there. He's the one who reached out to me a couple times. The only time really. Him and a couple dudes that he rode with. And I did a couple shows with him. I put it down for a minute. I put it down. I know it kind of seemed too short, but like I started this new job, so I just want to get established at home, put things in order first, get the money up, and make sure, you know, it's wintertime coming. You gotta provide with the boots and the coats and all that. So I'm
Christmas.
Christmas is coming. I'm trying to keep my family in order. You know, like I said, I got this joint with that Manny's mixing. So, you know, in God's time, when he's done with that, I'll have a better timeline of when I'm gonna release a project, release that first single just to get the ears wet, and let God work. It's funny, man, because I remember watching the show last year and I was like, all right, I'm gonna be on that next year.
Really?
You had Kiki on the show. Kiki. She's from the Lower East Side. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna be on that next year.
Not on my watch.
And you know what's so funny, because I presented an award for the Kingdom Choice Awards.
Oh, okay.
And I didn't put in I feel like I didn't put in no work to be able to present an award. But you know, God works in these ways that I don't understand sometimes. And these little videos I've been doing, they reached out to me and said, you know what, I want you to present the Video of the Year award. That's when I presented the award. I messed up kind of when I presented the award.
Who did you present to?
Slave Engage won the award for Video of the Year. So I messed up. I stuttered on my words. I was like, oh, I messed up.
What did you
felt
say?
embarrassed. No, I mean, I didn't say nothing. You got 300 people in front of you. I'm like, you gotta speak.
Cue cards.
So I had one of those moments. I was like, oh man, I messed up. So I was like, whatever. I was sweating bullets. The lights are on me. So I was like, all right, whatever. I went up the stairs. I went down to my seat. My wife was there. I was like, how was it? How bad was it? She was like, it was bad. I was like, oh man.
Way to go, wife.
I was like, thank you. So I was like, I gotta get some air. She's like, go. So I went outside to get some air, and who I see Chris from Jai Rock, and I see Eli there. I was like, oh, hold on. So I introduced myself. He's like, yo, from Facebook. I was like, oh, I didn't know I really, you know what I'm saying? Right. So then that same week, I was like stressed. I was on Facebook like, you know, I messed up. And then Wado put a post like, yo, we were looking for somebody who edited videos. So I reached out, I said, what I got to lose now? You know what I'm saying? So I sent him an email, and that wanted me, I started editing the video footage for Live at Jai Rockin'.
Oh,
they had the freestyles, so I'm doing the video footage for that. And, you know, God used that, me messing up, even though I messed up there, he still used that to, you know, because I was able to give a face-to-face to Wado, like, yo, I'm the one who presented the award. So he put a face to the email.
He's like, oh yeah, forget that.
Yeah, forget all that. Forget messing up.
Thanks for reminding me.
Forget the mess up, you know what I'm saying? So I got that, and then a couple weeks ago, Eli sent me a friend request on Facebook. I'm like, ah, what's up? I accepted it. Then he sent a message right away. I was like, whoa, look at that. Like, I feel like I didn't put that much work in, but that's how God moves. He's just moving in a way that you're not gonna feel like you deserve it sometimes. But you know, I thank God I'm just here with you guys.
And we appreciate that too, because you know, like I said before, someone over eager just becomes annoying.
Man, God gave me this, and God will take it away, man. I'm not even trying to play with that. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, man, I remain humble. I stay humble, and whatever He puts in my direction, I try to execute it. And that's it, pretty much, man. I'm not gonna get too cocky.
Yeah, no, for sure, it's not worth it. It's not worth
cocky, and it forget about it. The fall hurt. The fall will hurt you.
Yeah, even from a low spot.
Fall will hurt you.
No, but that's good stuff, man. I appreciate you coming through. Seb Young, make sure you check him out. We've posted his Twitter stuff all night on screen.
Seb Young Music on Gmail, on YouTube, Seb Young NYC on Twitter, Instagram. Yeah, I'm not on it too much, but you can find me on there.
He does a video every night.
I want to start doing Instavids.
Instavids, yeah, quick video. No, but definitely make sure you check him out, man. And, you know, keep the brother in prayer as his new music hopefully come out February sometime.
Man, February, March.
You mentioned Frequency. Shout out to Frequency Productions, to Frequency, Manny and Gabe. Also, shout out to Gabe's wife Mars, who appears on the Beautiful Eulogy.
She's on Girl Code also, right?
Yeah, but she's on the Instruments of Mercy, Beautiful Eulogy. Oh, yeah? She's on one of the tracks there with Braille and those guys, and that's big stuff right there. So shout out to them for that. What else? I wanted to mention something else. Oh man. Oh, tomorrow is the release of Heesun Lee's new video, which is called Breaking Stereotype.
With MC Jin.
Featuring MC Jin. So that's gonna be dope. I gotta admit, I previewed it already. I saw it. You don't like it.
I met Jin a couple years ago.
Yeah, Jin's dope. We're trying to get him here.
It's a very, 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 very good track.
Yo, the track is amazing. The track is amazing. It speaks volumes.
You had the scoop on it. You had the free listen, the early listen.
Yeah, the track is amazing. They got some really good stuff on there. It's good to see Jin and Heesun Lee together. I tell everybody Heesun Lee's my favorite artist for various reasons. Right. So shout out to them. The video drops tomorrow, so make sure you keep posted to inmycityrecords.com for the details of where you can see it. It'll probably be everywhere, YouTube, the whole nine. So make sure you check it.
And the track is going to be available on iTunes as well.
The track will be available on iTunes as well. That's right. So just make sure you go to inmycityrecords.com and check out all the details regarding the Houston Lee video, Breaking Stereotype featuring MC Jin, which drops, I want to say midnight, but I don't know how they do that, but it's tomorrow for sure. What I want to do before we go into our last video that I have by Von Juan, I won't even try to mention his real name. He's going by his real name now, but it's like 18 syllables. So you'll see it on the screen. His name is Von Juan. We're going to go into that in a second. Why don't you drop something for us, man? A little acapella, freestyle, whatever's in your heart, man.
All right. My childhood was a hot one. Never liked guns till I owned one and shot one. Dreamed about money, so I sold drugs and got some. Now I dream about the Lord, one and true Godson. No Illmatic. Things are looking good, but Satan is back at it. Head to the streets and preach to crack addicts. Tell the youngins don't worry about street status. If bad is good, then Jesus Christ is the baddest. Bumping Gladys Knight, I will fight. No more bumping grams of white or tan. Your flight ain't the average high. Men could die in the streets, homeboy, you wouldn't last the night. Now Satan's on the prowl, the time is now. See the Son of Man coming in the sky in the clouds. So much for a Christian nation, like wow. The government officials worship an owl. Might as well see God and just spit in his face. What a disgrace to the one who died in our place. Thank God that he risen again. To the world I have died, I'm alive, now I'm spitting again. And I give him more the glory, give him more the glory. History ain't accurate, they don't tell his story. How the one true God came in the flesh. If he was here now, he'd probably send me a text like, this is your task, this is what I ask. Speak about life and death with teeth gnash. Speak about things that already come to pass. Now without me in their lives, they would never get a pass. This for every people, for people in every nation. Who you gonna serve this grace for your salvation? Gotta tell Sony to play this on every station. If life is math, you need God for the equation. Never gonna stop what I'm doing until I'm living in heaven with the martyrs and all of aborted children. Never stop it until I'm living with the prophets. Can't stop talking about Christ, they call it gossip, the gospels. Medication for hospitals, he paid it all, everything else is profitable. Against principalities, we unstoppable. It's not rocket science, it's all logical. Jesus.
Nice. Good stuff, man.
Thanks, man. You know, glory to God, man. Glory to God.
You learn well. No, good stuff, man. We appreciate Seb Young being here. Make sure you look out for him. Go online and follow him on Twitter and all that stuff. Give him some words of encouragement. Keep bugging him for music to come out.
Yo, soon, man. Soon. Real soon. It might come so fast that I'm only be ready for it.
I hope you are.
Yeah, I know. I want to be ready, but you know, school with the kids and all that. But it is what it is, man.
So
soon, real
during
soon.
the next couple of weeks and months, you don't have any shows that you're going to be at or ministry events that you're going to be at?
Not right now.
People want to check out Seb Young, just go to the Lower East Side, sit in the back row of the church with a sign say, "Make Seb rap."
Word up, right? Word up.
We want Seb to spit a freestyle during Sunday morning
worship.
service.
During worship, right?
Yeah. That's what we do.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I got to come through.
Yeah, we do,
I gotta
man.
go check you one day, right?
I mean, it all depends on what's going on, but sometimes, Pastor George, I love Sanctuary Fellowship. So I play piano at the church, so I'm playing piano. Pastor George will come, all I hear is his voice, "Yo, Bert, spit something." I'm like, all right, let me.
On the spot, you be freestyling too, I know.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But I just like, I gotta get into the mode. I gotta get into the right feel of the track, the beat. I'm playing the piano, so let me slow it down.
Slow it down, right? Get the tempo.
All right, now I'm ready. I go up. But it's fun, man. I encourage you this Sunday to just grab the mic.
I know, just jump up there, right?
But Bert said I could do it. As they hold you by your shirt, taking you out the church, putting you in the penalty box in the back of the church.
Box, right? In the crime room. We have a crime room. Put them in there.
Yeah. In the nursery. They'll put you in the nursery in the corner, timeout, facing the wall.
Word up.
Yo, but that's good, man. Seb Young in the building.
Yes, sir.
Next week we have, I want to try to remember. Speak Life, right. Speak Life will be here, and next week, Monday, is our last show for the year. Yep, our last show for the year is next week, Monday.
That's dope.
And let me just mention what's happening. Next year, we're going to be broadcasting our shows as regular, but also we're going to have our show aired on bxrecords.com. Studio Bug is in the house, checking us out today, hanging out with us in the background. We're gonna make sure we reach a large audience, and this is something that's been years in the works. I want to say, in conversation, and we just feel the time is right for us to expose another audience, to the
Most
talents that come here, and also to the content that we have to share. We've been doing the show now, video, for 4 years, so we want to make sure that we continue to enhance our audience and expand our audience, expand our reach with the message of the gospel. This is what we do, outreach, and we don't go out, we can't reach them. Yep. So just keep us in prayer as well as we move forward. 2000 and what's next year? 14 already. 2014 is really starting to look, like a lot of new things are going to be happening, and we're excited. We're excited for the movement of the Spirit in 2014 in all aspects, in all type of ministries, not just hip hop. If you've been watching our shows for the last couple of months, you notice we've had pastors, evangelists, painters, poets, artists, DJs, rappers, producers, a little bit of everything. It's the whole culture of New York City, really. That's what we're trying to promote. Hip hop, absolutely, that's what we do. But just ministry in general, let people understand what the true essence of reaching lost souls is, with a unique passion to really see a change in a person. Because one thing is for check out my music, another was I got something that might change your life. Yeah. That's what I want to hear from artists,
That's the
right.
purpose.
So it's easy for me to just say, check out this track, check out this track, check out this track, as opposed.
It will work. It does work.
Yeah,
it does work.
But it's the method behind it when you're writing with a purpose to really speak to somebody's life, as opposed to just make another banger.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's easy. I mean, I'm not gonna say it's easy, but if you have enough money to pay the right producer to get a hot track, you can spit whatever you want over it, put it out there, people feeling it. Yeah, but you ain't saying nothing. Right. I'm encouraging all the artists out there, especially if you're doing gospel, hip hop and stuff. Speak gospel. I'm not saying Jesus in every line or whatever like that, but let your content really lead somebody towards Christ one way or another. Again, another reason why I was so excited for Church Close too, because I think Lecrae puts a lot of foolish gossip and rumors and stuff to rest. Yeah, because he really does go in.
Yeah, he goes in.
He goes in, and not in dissing people and stuff like that, but he's really sharing his heart about the gospel and explaining what he does. I love the one line that he says, I'm going to just paraphrase it. He says, people have a lot of comments about Reach Records, but guess what? I'm the owner. I'm going to sign more people.
Yeah.
I'm that's perfect. They're you're tired of me, don't worry, there's still more coming. So that's good, man. I encourage all you guys out there that are doing this for the Lord, just keep pressing strong, stay in prayer, and make sure you focus hard on lost souls. And we do Rapfest Radio, rapfestradio.com. We are here. This next video, like I said, is by Von Juan, who's now going by his real name, which I can't pronounce because I haven't learned it yet. It got 18 syllables, but you'll see it on his on the screen there. Make sure you check out his music. It's the old Von Juan from Texas. What else? We have anything else? We're done. We good?
We good money.
We good. Seb Young. Make sure you check him out. Seb Young Music on Facebook. Seb Young Music
everything is Seb Young Music.
Except Twitter.
Yes.
Why you do that? What's your Twitter?
Twitter? I don't know. Seb Young NYC.
Why didn't you just make it Seb Young Music? Bro, go change that, bro.
I don't know. I'm going to change it. Bert told me to change it. I'm going to change it.
You messing up the show. It should be just Seb Young Music everywhere except Twitter.
Yeah.
Why? I don't know.
Seb Young NYC. Why did that?
It was probably taken. You took somebody's name, bro?
Oh, I don't know. It probably was taken.
Seb Young NYC on Twitter. Make sure you follow him. Maybe we'll find out why it's Seb Young NYC.
Yeah, I'm gonna look into that tonight.
That's gonna be your homework. Find out why it's Seb Young NYC.
There's another Seb Young. There's another Seb Young in California. Don't look him up, but there's another one.
This is the one you want. Seb Young NYC. Yo, check it out. We're gonna go to this video. It's Von Juan here. Rapfest Radio, rapfestradio.com. Check us out next week, Monday.
I got a feeling some people about to make a change and never leave his presence feeling the same. Oh, I got a feeling we about to let some things go. We breaking chains, making this life incredible. I got a feeling fake clowns, I'm on a whole new vibe. I was swear to got a brother living with a whole new mind. I'm fine, 'cause I got a feeling some people about to make a change and never leave us brand feeling the same. Oh, I got a feeling we about to let some things go. We breaking chains, making this life incredible. I got a feeling, I feel some kind of way. I feel some kind of way. I feel some kind of way. I got a feeling, I feel some kind of way. I feel some kind of way. I feel some kind of way. I got a feeling. This world I'm breathing make me feel some kind of way. Pray partners in the scene and make me feel some kind of way. The Prince of Peace make me feel some kind of way. Pray for my enemies, make me feel some kind of way. Oh, some kind of way. Make me feel some kind of way. My faith to move a mountain make me feel some kind of way. Jehovah Rapha make me feel some kind of way. No weapon form can prosper makes me feel some kind of way. It is the way I went for sin and repent. I came every moment for getting them became the difference. Exhibit vocabulary, expensive. My vision was not intended. My vision was an invention. The sharpening for incision. I made my ungodly habit tradition. Was on a mission, was vision, and I could make it on television. But while I'm in prison, and I'm making a picture of freedom.